Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the channel, Hex Tribe, PulseChain community. All you beautiful, beautiful people of Hexico. Let's talk about how this PulseChain thing is going, huh? PulseChain updates. To me, they're looking pretty bullish. I enjoy it. And if for anyone that wants to overthink them, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the FUD. Let's talk about all your woes, all your fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Because in my mind, there's really nothing wrong at all. In fact, the latest PulseChain updates were pretty bullish in my eyes, and a couple people that don't want to see it that way, I think have a vested interest in choosing not to, because either they like drama, maybe they have some, mental cognitive dissonance, maybe they straight up have mental problems, but some people just like being upset about everything, okay? And I know it's the bear market, okay? I know it's the bear market, and I get it, and it sucks, and it's frustrating, and I'm bored, and a lot of you guys are bored. We're all just here waiting for numbers to go back up. We want the price to go back up. And look, let me make sure my audio is okay. Oh my God. Audio. Okay. Better. Audio is better. Sounds like kinetics. Yeah, dude. I'm using a new streaming software called melonapp.com, and so it defaulted me to the wrong one. But yeah, guys, long story short, I'm here to tell you everything's going to be okay. But if you want to, bring your PulseChain FUD here to die, because I haven't heard a single good argument as to why there's FUD. In fact, I haven't even seen anybody FUDding. So I've just heard from other people that people are FUDding. And to that I say, people are literally just so bored in this bear market that we want to complain about everything. But you can change that. Guess what? You can change. And instead of being an armchair quarterback, complainer, whiny little brat, you can choose to help the cause. You can choose to help your investment grow. I'm sorry, your sacrifice for freedom of speech, because you didn't have any expectations from work of others. But people pretending that they know, like, the shift to forking ETH versus Binance Smart Chain is a good or bad thing. If Richard wouldn't have told you that in the first place, you wouldn't have had any clue, would you? And it still would have launched just fine. In fact, quicker to market. It's going to be faster to market, because instead of forking some buggy Binance Smart Chain code with 0-day bugs that may or may not have been disclosed to the Binance Smart Chain, we're instead getting to fork Ethereum 2.0, which launched sooner than we expected, which in my eyes is great. It means quicker, faster, time to market, less bugs, more audits, more eyeballs have been on the code. And don't you guys want to get to market faster with still cheap fees? Cheap fees are the main thing, guys. Cheap fees are the reason PulseChain was invented, because even though Ethereum is upgraded to ETH 2.0, guess what? Still costs an arm and a leg to do anything on there, even in the bear market. Try to onboard your buddy with $100 into Ethereum 2.0. Yeah, okay, it's great. It's proof of stake. We're not killing the environment anymore. But because the price of Ethereum itself is so high, because of this one simple fact that the price of Ethereum is so damn high, that's causing, no matter what gas calculation you do, it's going to cost anywhere from $1 to $5 to $30 to do your Uniswap swap or your HEX stake, or especially your HEX end stake, because that S-load function got raised back in the day, 2019, with EIP 1.8, whatever the hell it was. I digress. I thought getting to market faster was a good thing. I thought lower fees was why we were all here. I thought better for the environment was why we were all here. So for anybody whining out there, look, tell me why you're whining. Tell me why you're whining. Oh my God, it's going to take 10-second block times instead of 3 seconds. Well, guess what? Guess what? When Ethereum implements the additional advancements that they're going to do, we get to inherit all of that. So by forking ETH 2.0, you're forking a better code base. You're forking a better developer set with more eyeballs, more real audits, and more time of existence to find all these bugs. You don't want to be the beta tester of brand new novel software. And so when it comes to attack surface, the more you change in code in general, but in crypto especially, the more you change in the code, other than, hard set parameters, the more you open yourself up to novel 0-day bugs, inflation bugs, stuff that could literally bring down the whole chain, which has happened in Bitcoin a couple of times. Happened pretty badly in Ethereum, and back in 2016, they had to roll back the chain, and they called the original one ETH Classic. So what do people care about? They care about getting into crypto without paying $30 to do their swap. So you try to get your buddy into crypto today, it costs them $100 on Uniswap. They go straight to Uniswap, And their $100 by the time they're done swapping and staking turns into $70. And they're feeling like, well, what a jip. What a ripoff. What a ripoff. We want our own walled garden where we can control the parameters. And we also might have some semblance of control over all this bullshit with the OFAC list and all the privacy, right? Privacy is something that people aren't going to care about, but you have to care about that topic for them because they're not going to care until it's too late. Okay, you're not going to care about privacy until the bank is trying to shut off your transactions. You're not going to care about gas costs until it's costing you $30 to do a swap. We're seeing all these problems evolving on Ethereum, and it's might not be good or bad. I mean, people are handling them on the fly. There's all this infighting. Sam Bankman-Fried is talking about respecting the sanctions lists, and then OFAC and Coinbase and others are choosing to put their foot down and maybe even opening up lawsuits against powers that be. Hey, PNW Hacks, thanks for all that you do. Thank you for the $10. Thank you for the $10. We've got a message right here. Telegram is very negative over the past few days. Wow. Shocker. Telegram's negative? Oh my God. Telegram has never been negative before. One of the topics I wanted to talk about today was filtering information during the bear market, because you're going to have some subset of people that literally, they might not think this, but they enjoy being miserable because they're addicted to the feeling of misery and being upset, because we're habitual creatures. And so there will be naysayers that just want to FUD for pure entertainment purposes. And then there will be people that are just scared and worrying for no reason. You need to be stronger than that. You need to have conviction in your own beliefs. Okay. What we sacrificed for. You need to have the courage to stand up for what you believe in. Okay. So don't be weak. I think the moral of this whole stream is going to be don't be weak. And honestly, guys, every time I get on Twitter, it pisses me off because I hear some absolutely asinine comments from people that don't know shit about fuck, quite frankly. They're talking about, oh my God, this is I have a strong opinion about this technical decision, even though, I work at KFC for a living. Like, no offense if you work at KFC. I love KFC. But Twitter is the land of opinions, and opinions are like assholes, and everyone's got one. So if some nobody guy comes to you on Twitter and he's trying to FUD your bags and you're listening to him, that's taking a toll on your mental health. You only have so much attention and bandwidth in the day. Mute those fuckers, all right? Shut them off. You have the ability to control what you focus on. And this time in the bear market, the bottom of the bear market, is when that's never been more important. You need to increase your conviction, increase onboarding, because this is literally the best time to get in. Literally. All those people that got in at 40, 50 cents, I'm sorry, but hey, if you dollar cost average, you might have brought your average price down to 6 or 7 cents. So it's not too bad. But if you're getting in at 3 cents, well, I don't know where the price is going to go. Okay. I don't know where the price is going to go. I don't have a crystal ball. Let's say hi to chat before we ramble too much. Okay. What's up, Fox? Muldar? Igloo Bamboo. What's going on? Neek. Kinetics. Think you're using the wrong thing? Yeah, I was using the wrong one. I am sorry. Sam Bankman is coming for DeFi and no pulse out yet. Maybe that's a good thing, right? Maybe we can let the cards fall where they may. We need to adapt, right? We need to adapt. Let's see what else is going on. Zen, LOL. Who made coffee angry? It's the first time I've heard curses. You guys may be angry by all your stupidity. No, I'm just kidding. You're fine. You're fine, Gavin. I love you. My biggest criticism of crypto coffee is that he doesn't have an objective view. Anything Richard Hart says, you just agree and don't criticize him. Okay, dude. That's funny. That's funny. Hey, you know what? You can unsubscribe and you can go follow some other guy on crypto, okay? Coffee needs a coffee. Got my coffee right here, bro. Tears of Hex haters. Get your own mug. Get your own mug today. Thanks for all your work. You're welcome, Drew Davis. Been applying to jobs, have money to WRF into ETH and blank. Got accepted for a position today. Great. Oh, yeah, Richard Hart Maximalist. Thank you. He says, like the shirt. Emilio, thank you. Jerry Oaksmith, thank you for your service. Hoping launch by 2025. God damn it, I hope not. Oh, and by the way, guys, I'm actually drinking coffee today. So if someone is correct, why would you disagree with them? That's right. That's right. I've disagreed with Richard on small things, but I think the bigger picture, you guys got to see the bigger picture. Oh, wow, I don't like his outrage marketing. Well, fuck you. Go get on your YouTube. Go make your own videos.
If you don't like how Richard's marketing, you know, you can get off your ass and actually talk on the internet to anybody. So if you think you can do better, go do better. Sorry, I'm talking to hypothetical people in my head right now. Not talking to you, Chad. I'm just talking to people in my head. FUDsters everywhere. If you sacked, you should be chill. Price was much higher then. We will launch at bottom. Agreed. That is a fact. Motley investor loved that Cajun sparkle. Coffee literally woke up and chose violence, and I'm here for it. Thank you, bro. Well, you know, I'm trying to be a keeper of the peace, right? Trying to be a keeper of the peace. Gold Key says, boom. I want to get everybody centered and realigned on what we're all here for. We're here to make money. So don't fudge your own bags, and don't fudge yourself out of your own bags. You're going to be doing yourself a disservice, and you're going to be kicking yourself in the ass when PulseChain does a 10,000x in 5, 6, whatever, how many years. Look, if you want to go back to your job and work your 9 to 5 and get your 401k, retire, you know, everything's all hunky-dory for you, that's fine. That's fine. Crypto is plan B or plan C, I guess you could say. I mean, this is the way out. This is the way out. They're not going to teach you this in school, okay? Do you think the reaction of these people is... Sorry. It's all good, bro. CT and many just on full meltdown. That's right. Hard to fight that emotional FUD, but see it for what it is, desperation. Look, if you guys want to shake yourselves out, this is what makes me optimistic, right? This is what makes me think that capitulation is here. The more upset people are, the more bullish I actually get. Because it's all darkest right before the dawn, right? I mean that. I've been through these cycles before. Yeah, shit's down bad. Crypto is plan A. Hey, I like that. I like that big dick energy. Let's see. Bear market. Reality is Richard ain't lied about anything. Impatient pay the patient. Love crypto coffee. Thank you, bro. Yes, the impatient pay the patient. Let's see. Drainage, as they say. Yeah, sure. Thoughts about today's launch of the next shitcoin of the day? Well, I mean, hey, it's keeping your attention in here, isn't it? I mean, there's going to be a new shitcoin that launches every week, right? Who's going to be the guys carrying the narrative forward on those? You can look at it as buy the rumor, sell the news, but I'm not going to mention the names because then you guys are going to look them up. Crypto unflavored or flavored? Right now, this is black coffee. Nice and black. So if you guys have any legitimate FUD, please send it my way. Otherwise, I'm going to read Eric Wall tweets. And that guy just... See, Eric Wall is probably the best hater we have because he's actually educated and has some level of street cred. But, like, what's the guy actually done? You know what I mean? Some Swedish dude. He worked for Microsoft as a software engineer. Smart guy. Then he went on to write articles for Bitcoin.com. And now he basically has a hedge fund. So he's an investor, right? He's an investor that knows how to code. But sometimes these tech people, they get their heads so far up their own ass that they can't see the business reason for people to actually be inventing PulseChain. We're doing the one thing that everybody actually cares about, getting in cheaply. Adoption is not going to happen if you raise the S-load cost 4x and prevent everybody from using your code because it costs $15 per transaction. Vitalik Buterin himself in 2014 said the internet of money should not cost more than 5 cents a transaction. So look what happened to Ethereum. It's a victim of its own success. And now you've got people like Eric Wall just talking their own bags. You know, I'm going on his Twitter right now. Seems like he's talking a lot about some new thing he just invested in. Some new multi-chain, whatever, interoperable, I don't know, network. But he likes to engagement bait you guys. So I don't get why so many of you guys fall for this engagement bait when you could literally just click the mute button and have a wonderful day. You could have such a great day instead of spending all your time arguing with strangers you've never met on the internet. Okay? Just a little word of advice. RH is smart. He onboarded all the smart people. Now he's working on getting the stupid people. I don't think so. I think there's just some kind of ratio of smart to stupid people, and you're going to get dumb people no matter what. What's up, Ben Dullard? Mute button underrated for sure. That's right. Hey, does anybody have questions? Let's just, I think I got my point out of the way. What do we know about PulseChain? It's probably going to go to market faster because we're forking Ethereum. Ethereum is safer, more secure, audited. We can change the parameters however we like. We have our own walled garden. We can change the S-load function to be whatever we want it to be. We can allow anybody that wants to build on the platform the ability to build. Why did they change the S-load function in the first place? It was because they were imagining hypothetical scenarios where people could fill up blocks with, spammy types of smart contracts that would purposely just S-load over and over. They were planning for problems that didn't exist yet, when in software, you really just want to adapt to problems that already are happening now. Okay. Ben Page, why didn't you ask RH anything of substance and just giggling at everything he said? Ben Page, I'd like you to unsubscribe and just leave the chat room right now and go cry in the little corner, buddy. Go cry. What's your opinion on shitcoins? Well, there's a lot of them. There's a whole lot of them out there. Guys, you got to pick the right ones, right? And hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not HEX and PulseChain. I hope you all make money. I really do hope you all make money. Let's see. Why does Pulse need to launch at the bottom of a bear market? Because it's very simple. The only way to go is up when you launch at the bottom of a bear market. The only way to go is up. The one thing people get into cryptocurrency for is the price, right? So, I mean, at the same time, he's not entirely timing the market with PulseChain. It's ready when it's ready. It just so happens to be a nice time to build in the bear market because prices aren't going up. And the more you can capture of that upward parabola, the better off you are. The better off you are. So that's why. The reason it's better to launch in the bottom of the bear market is so the price can go up higher. What if PulseChain launches in the middle of the bull market? Then you only get to capture however much gains of the bull market are left. That seems pretty simple to me. If you listen to Vitalik interviews, he basically says the regular user should all be on rollups, and only the rollups right to mainnet. Okay. Well, rollups haven't really had a great user experience yet. Let's see. Regular users should all be on rollups, and only the rollups right to mainnet. Okay. I don't know what to make of that comment, Dipcatcher. Sorry, bro. Wow, so many new accounts here today. Yeah, that's right. I got him with the clickbait. Got you with the clickbait, didn't I? You wanted me to tell you PulseChain was going to fail. I've never been more bullish. Literally never been more bullish. A lot of distractions in the ecosystem right now. Hey, welcome to the bear market. If this is your first bear market, welcome. If this is your first time getting pitched shiny object after shiny object, welcome. I still get distracted by them. I really do, but you got to keep your eye on the ball during cryptocurrency, okay? During the bear market. Fruit roll-ups are greater than crypto roll-ups. Yeah, at least they're tasty. At least I can eat a fruit roll-up. The calm before the storm. That's right, Crypto Chino. Look, does anybody have like legitimate concerns about PulseChain, or is that just like Eric Wall? Like, because I feel like maybe it's just him or something like that. All right. Let's keep watching. Smash the like. What's up, Pulse Hexicans? How you doing? Hey, man, if you guys want to hate in the chat, literally just press the unsubscribe button. I could not care less. No, everyone negative is hostile. Uh-oh. I have legitimate concerns. All right, state your concerns, sir. State them in a nice way. Coffee, do you think PulseX volume will be, what do you think it'll be like after launch? You think it might take a few weeks to warm up? Yeah, I think it probably will take like a few months to warm up. Uniswap wasn't built in a day, right? I mean, it took months and months for Uniswap volume to really build up. My only concern is how many people think they're going to get Insta-rich when PulseChain launches. That's a good point, Dipcatcher. With every new cryptocurrency, when they do launch, and I hate to burst anyone's bubble here, but it doesn't just go straight up and to the right after launch. In fact, it's probably going to have a pretty significant dip. And I'm talking about PulseChain and PulseX. They're both going to have a pretty significant dip because there's a lot of short-term profit takers that got in on the sacrifice phase that just won out. So at the first 2x or 3x, they're just going to dump their bag and they're going to distribute it to more long-term holders, hopefully like you. So yeah, let's not paint the narrative that this is just going to go up and to the right. I mean, if it does launch in a bear market, it's still going to be, there's going to be bearish conditions everywhere. People are going to be looking to take a 2x because they have the feeling of scarcity, not the feeling of abundance. No one thought Hex would pump. That's why it did. Keep rolling, Coffee. PLS and PulseX will be huge. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty tired of the bear market. Not gonna lie. Mainly OGs here. We're used to waiting. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Welcome, all 259 of you. First bear market, bought all the way to the top, staked and sacrificed. Work is coming to a halt in my world. Looking forward to PulseChain launch. Okay with waiting for good timing. Yeah, I mean, look, guys, waiting is the name of the game, but I think one good thing to do is try to find a productive thing that either pays you or a hobby that satisfies you, so you're not just scrolling mindlessly through Twitter all day long. Twitter, man, Twitter is where happiness goes to die. And you got to filter your Twitter out too. So people that, have zero following, that just, you hear a FUD comment on Twitter, you follow the guy, he's got like 14 followers. He just made his account 2 months ago. And then you see what he's commenting on everybody else's posts, and it's just all negative across the board. Like, these are the types of people, like types of trolls, basement dwelling, sad, miserable individuals that often live on Twitter. So make sure you try to filter out what information you're taking in. But yeah, guys, I think PulseChain's going pretty good. Keep it simple, stupid. If you've ever heard the term, that just means that when you add more complexity to something, you also increase the attack surface. So less change equals less risk. And also when Ethereum, the consensus, because Ethereum is 2 different pieces of software, right? There's Geth, which is the layer 1. It's the Ethereum 1.0. That's where the system state is injected and all that stuff. And then there's Prism, which is the consensus layer, basically. So that's technically ETH 2.0, but when we talk about it, we group them both together and we all call them collectively ETH 2.0. So ETH 2.0, or the Prism consensus layer, basically has plans to do sharding, which will decrease the block speeds by a ton in the future. And then PulseChain gets to inherit all of that, rather than trying to fix it on the fly like it was going to try to with Binance Smart Chain with buggy code that we'd be lucky if that actually worked. So pretty okay with that. And maybe I was reading too much Twitter lately. So apologies for the annoyance right now. But yeah, guys, you got to think for yourself. Just don't let random nobodies on Twitter think for you. Really just do some critical thinking. We all sacrifice for PulseChain. It's going to be okay. Got my Tears mugs last week. Totally digging them. Yeah, Tears of Hex haters, baby. That's right. Hey, Monica. How you doing? Cool. Graham Hancock's great. Yeah, I love his books. Didn't he write Fingerprints of the Gods, about how there's an undiscovered civilization potentially like 50,000 years ago? Didn't know we were talking about Graham Hancock. Oh, hey, thank you for the tip, brother. Crypto Luckbox, thanks for the stream, my dude. Thoughts on potential price run-up of Hedron Icosa before HSI auctions open? I think Hedron's going to run up until HSI is open, but I think you can't discount there's some element of buy the rumor, sell the news with Hedron. Like, some people are going to be playing the trading game, and they don't actually have any interest on actually bargaining for those HSIs. So, good question. I think it's really cool what Dipcatcher's doing with Poly. So if you did want to actually catch some HSIs with 10x multipliers, I think you have a much better shot of that by pooling your Hedron together in this Poly thing. But the price of Hedron itself, it's probably going to run up a lot before November 13th. And my guess would be around that November 13th date, it's going to sell off to a degree. So I just would expect that, people are going to try to buy the rumor, sell the news like they always do, because that's how people are. People are traders. I get it. Also, the price of parity on both chains, the possible hex parity on both chains, TIA. Hex parity on both chains relies heavily on liquidity. So the more liquidity can be bridged over early on, hopefully in the 2 days before when the bridge is still open, the more EHEX and PHEX that can be paired together in liquidity, the more likely it is that they do reach parity. And like we've seen on ETHW, it's not a guarantee that just because you have Hex on another chain, it's not automatically going to shoot up to parity. It requires infrastructure, attention, and more importantly, just liquidity. So people don't have to sell EHEX for PHEX. They can just bridge one for another. And once EHEX and PHEX have a relatively 1-to-1 ratio, if one EHEX equals one PHEX because it's that way on the automated market maker, well, then that's going to be price parity. So I think it's more likely to happen on PulseChain and Ethereum versus Ethereum and ETHW, for example. It's still not a guarantee that it will happen because it's unprecedented and I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So I can't pretend like I know. But yeah, I mean, That's my thoughts. I think it's likely, but it really just depends on liquidity coming in. I shouldn't say likely. I should say possible. Am I the only one that pronounces Zen as Chen? Fun fact, Zen in Russian, it's an anagram for hex because the N is like an H and then backwards it's hex. Very interesting, that coin. But hey, guys, you want to know my thoughts on that token? I free claimed, and if by some miracle it has a price in a year, well, then my minting phase is about a year, so I get to sell it after a year. But from what I see on the chart, down and to the right, because when you give people free stuff, they don't tend to value it as much as stuff that they paid for. So could be wrong. We'll see. We need a lot more time for me to make anything conclusive about that, but it pretty much goes against the principles. I mean, it goes against what actually works, right? The fair distribution thing has been tried before. I don't know if anybody remembers Byteball in 2015. They tried to divvy up, free coins to, again, Bitcoin holders and stuff. But this one's a little different. We'll see if Jack can pull through, and we'll see if he can carry the narrative torch so much that everybody hops on. I mean, he does have those Silicon Valley connections, but seems unlikely until proven otherwise. Either way, it costs me almost nothing to claim. Simple gas fee. So if I'm wrong, hey, I get to claim my free coins in a year, and maybe that's some free money. What do you think a minimum stack of hex is worth bridging in for LP, Coffee? I don't even know if you should be bridging in for liquidity when PulseChain launches, Igloo Bamboo. I don't know if a lot of people should be doing that because it might be a little bit advanced for most people experiencing impermanent loss. Minimum stack would probably be like 1 million. Maybe 1 million sounds good, but you would hate to bridge it in and then like you bridged it in too early, so you end up with more EHEX, which is less expensive, and less PHEX, which ends up being more expensive because, again, there's no guarantee of price parity, right? But as time goes on, your risk of providing liquidity becomes lower. And obviously, you're going to have incentive coins, so that'll be some incentive for people to do it. DGen, Coffee, great stream. Where'd you get your hex picture from? What do you mean? Hex picture? Thank you, DGen, but I don't know what you mean by hex picture. My shield? That's a shield. I got it from shieldmasters.com. It's an actual full metal shield. It's pretty cool. Yeah, there's guys out there that just make hex shields. The fact that it's been 8 months since devs have shown their code is a legitimate concern. Nobody knows anything that they can verify as true. That is a fact. Sure, man. Hey, if you want to go sell your private keys to somebody, feel free to. But we've got PulseChain testnet v2 that's been out for months now. And there's something called a competitive advantage, right? Like, you don't want to give away trade secrets to the other competitors that might be out there. When you give people public access to viewing a code that's in progress, like, you open yourself up to a lot of risk. Okay. There's a reason a lot of developers develop behind closed doors, not in total public. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, sure, it's been some time since they showed updates, but if you don't believe that they're actually working, then, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I can't control what other people believe, but I believe they are working hard because there's a lot of people with a lot of time invested, a lot of reputations invested. And then at the end of the day, we're voting on Richard Hart. We want Richard to win. We know that he doesn't seem to be the type to give up easily. So look, man, your concern is very legitimate. I'm sorry you're concerned. Bitcoin to 1 million now. Big money is buying for the first time in a year. So it looks ready to go nuts again. Maybe. I mean, what do you mean big money? I'm sure they're buying the dip. I'm sure big money always buys the dip. You know they do. Bro, the only other main competitor beat us to market. We were in a... See, this might not be a good way to frame it. We weren't really in a race with ETH2, okay? We're in a race with ourselves because the whole entire reason PulseChain was invented was to save hex holders from gas fees, okay? And it's great that ETH2 beat us to market. Yeah, Richard Hart gets to lose. He has to lose a talking point. He can't brag about beating ETH2 to market anymore. So there you go. Richard wanted to beat ETH2 to market. He didn't. He didn't do it. Oh my God, is the world going to end? No, PulseChain's still going to come out. It's still going to be great. The whole point was to save hex users from extremely high gas fees and to have a vertical walled integrated system where you can control the variables of the consensus algorithm. Okay. Without control, we're basically at the whim of the 4 or 5 guys that control ETH 2.0. And that doesn't always have your best interests at heart if you're a hex holder and user. And if you're not, that's okay. Maybe ETH 2.0 is more of your thing. Maybe you can, get on board and go buy a bunch of Ethereum, because this is bullish for Ethereum too. It really is. We needed ETH 2 before PulseChain, or would we not have forked proof of work, if I'm not mistaken? Well, we didn't need ETH 2.0. We were going to fork Binance Smart Chain, but because ETH 2.0 launched faster than we thought, we forked ETH 2.0 instead, because it's the better code base. It's pretty simple, Like, what do you really think? Like, how bad is it really going to be that ETH 2.0 launched first? Like, what? Can someone explain why that's so bad? Because Richard Hart loses a bragging point? Okay, Richard Hart loses a bragging point. We're all going to survive, guys. We're going to be okay. Cheaper fees is what really people care about. Cheaper fees, and that's not going to happen overnight on ETH 2.0. When it does one day, we're going to be able to inherit that, because we're forking ETH 2.0. I don't care how long it takes for PulseChain, eggplant emoji, squirt emoji. Thank you, Crypto Journeyman. Coffee, I really enjoyed watching the video you posted, walking on the street asking people about crypto. Very entertaining. Thank you, Crypto Bigfoot. That's nice of you to say. I had fun doing it as well. Fudders on here need to come back out and apologize when it's out. Look, the fudders don't need to apologize. Like, at the end of the day, you're entitled to FUD yourself out of your bag if you want to, but I feel really bad if you are, because it's made up stories. Like, it's just a story you're telling yourself at the end of the day. ETH 2.0 came first. Okay, what if you take the other side of that narrative and say, great, now we get to inherit all the good things about ETH 2.0 we wouldn't have gotten otherwise, and we would have had to go with the buggy Binance Smart Chain. Some people think PulseChain launch date can just be chosen for the last 6 months. It launches when it's done. Jesus, Rome wasn't built in a day. Yeah, look, guys, I mean, software, it does take a long time if it is going to be quality, so it launches when it's done. Some idiots no one knows started the FUD on Twitter, and everyone else is panicking. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is like, I've heard like people referencing PulseChain FUD, but other than Eric Wall, I can't find anybody that has any point that's got over like 20 followers. You know what I mean? So like, yeah. Anybody could say whatever they want on the internet, guys. Anybody could say whatever they want. I really think the critical skill when it comes to critical thinking in the next decade is going to be filtration. Information filtration and focus. Your focus is like a flashlight, right? Whatever you shine the light on, that's what you get. So if you shine the light on negative stories that people are telling themselves all day long, or if you're the one making the stories, then you're going to be miserable. And that's just a fact. Like, you're going to be miserable because you're making up reasons to be, when there's actually a lot of good stuff going on. When PulseChain launches, it's going to be incredible. So yeah, it's going to launch. You got to wait. I know it sucks. I don't like waiting either. But I just don't like reading negativity or just, it's not even negativity. It's just like weak-mindedness. I don't like reading weak-mindedness. Let's see. ETH is WEF. I mean, maybe I'm old, but what does WEF stand for? 3 more months, I maybe reckon. Yeah, man, we could do early next quarter. First quarter of next year. Sounds good to me. But I'm just pulling numbers out of my ass just like you guys are. Dear CC, I never say hi, but hi from Costa Rica today. I've studied ETH with Ivan. I have my Pulse test and keep thinking maybe a project on Pulse here in Latin America. Hey, if you think it's going to be a good project, build it on PulseChain. There's going to be a big community at your disposal to shield to. So if it really is good, let me know. If you want to DM me about it, and greetings from Costa Rica. But yeah, if you want to DM me your idea, I can tell you what I think. I'm just one guy. Chicago, let's go. Did you get Pulse Doge? World, did I get Pulse Doge? I free claimed it. Yeah, I free claimed my Pulse Doge. Yeah. Man. I guess I'll tell you guys. I sold my Pulse Doge yesterday on the buy the rumor, sell the news. Oh my God, don't hang me, Pulse Doge team. Please, no, don't come after me. Motley says I sold it too. LOL. Yeah, I mean, at this point, we've all got new coin fatigue, right? So there's only so many pump and dumps you can get, or there's only so many buy the rumor, sell the news, and then continue the narrative things that you can really extract. And every coin they try this like, oh, I'm going to launch this part of the coin, and then I'm going to launch this additional functionality a couple months later to keep the game going, thinking that they have to just keep making new coins and stuff to keep the narrative alive, which is actually kind of true for some coins that don't have product market fit or big communities behind them. They need to keep making these new games so that it keeps people interested. Even things like Hedron, right? These are just additional games for Hex holders to play. Like, they're not critical for Hex to survive, but I like that they add to the stickiness of it. But if something's got its own, isolated ecosystem, not really related to Hex, I'm not really that interested in it. I don't have faith that it's going to last a long time. Sorry, guys. Sorry, coin developers out there. Prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Pulse Doge to $100. Oh my God. There's been FUD on Twitter saying we have been waiting all this time just to be a copy and paste of E2.0. Why is that bad? My thoughts to people that say this would be, when you have a gas station and there's a lot of traffic at the intersection, you build another gas station. Okay. Horizontal scaling works in the short term while we work on layer 2 solutions, and it gives time for layer 2 solutions to not suck anymore. Right now, the user experience on layer 2s sucks. And again, the whole reason that PulseChain was created was to save Hex holders, Hex stakers, from crazy high gas fees. So you do horizontal scaling first, and then you do the vertical integration within PulseChain that optimizes everything within the PulseChain ecosystem to be good for wholesome long-term products like Hex. So we can now modify the S-load function. We can make it whatever we want to make it, or whatever Richard wants to make it. And I'm sure he'll pick something that's more favorable towards, Hex ending stakes. So yeah, we live in a multi-chain world. I think the future will be multi-chain. I think the bridge protocols are going to be better. Vitalik seems to think that eventually there will be a layer 2 world, and eventually even a layer 3 world, but we're not there yet. So we want to onboard people right now. We need horizontal scaling, because it shouldn't cost somebody $30 in a bear market to onboard into crypto. That's a really terrible on-ramping cost. And it's really, really bad. You know what I mean? CZ said himself there is yet to be a great L1. Maybe he was meaning PulseChain. I didn't know CZ said that, but it's weird of him to say that, judging that he actually made he made his own layer 1. RH been very quiet lately. Bro, he streamed with Ivan on Tech like 3 days ago. What are you talking about? He hasn't been quiet at all. Crypto Keeper says, let's say you have 100 million PLS. How long after launch to become a multi-millionaire? 20 million or more. Thanks for the tip, man. Look, I'm going to make a prediction that it's going to be incorrect, but let's say 6 years for you. 6 years. Hey, Coffee, what do you think about Texan token? I mean, I don't think it's bad. I haven't bought any, or I don't know if it's even out yet, but I haven't been paying attention to it. I haven't sacrificed for it. I like Brandon a lot. Really good dude. I think they might be one of the only community, or one of the only tokens legitimately trying to onboard a new group of people. Because apparently there's a whole bunch of Texans out there that are just fanatic about this whole Texit movement. I know nothing about it, so I can't really say much about it, but they really want Texas to exit the United States. I guess this is possible, hypothetically, and the Texan token is going to be some kind of endowment fund to help fund their political movement. And so this is a really big political movement and a group of people that probably aren't in crypto yet. So the idea is there, if they can get all these people into PulseChain by proxy of this Texan token, which overlaps with another cause that's a lot of people are passionate about. I don't think it's a net negative, but again, I'm not really personally that interested, because, no offense, I don't live in Texas. I really don't have any skin in that game, and I don't have a horse in that race. Met a couple people. Yeah, Texan token, no comment. You're right. I shouldn't have even. Couple people from a movement. I met a couple people from that movement at HEX meetup last week. And hold on a second. I met a couple people from that movement at HEX meetup last weekend. It was really cool to hear their views about HEX and crypto. See? Well, there you go. There's some proof in the pudding right there. Real people, real new people are being onboarded through that token. So maybe not a terrible thing. I'm sorry if you don't like it. Again, I really don't know much about Texas token or Texit in general, but Texas seems like a wild, lawless land, and I love a little bit of anarchy. Waiting all this time just to fork ETH 2.0 shows the devs aren't rock stars. They're not as good as advertised, and they can't fix bugs. They can only copy paste. Hard truth. More like hard opinion, bro. This is literally your opinion because you haven't seen any of their code. You're making up a story in your head. You're literally making this up in your head, and you're saying hard truth. So be careful of random nobodies on the internet that claim to know things with certainty, right? And feel free to block that guy if he, yeah, LOL, there's FUD. Yeah, I mean, look, people just say so much things as if they're an objective fact when they have zero evidence backing. Someone just complained, I think the same guy just complains that he couldn't see the code and then says, well, because I can't see the code, they must not be very good developers. Logic 101. Logic 101. Solomon's soul destroyed. I have seen their code. I've seen V2B, bro. I've seen V2B, bro. Cool, man. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Just keep crying on the internet? You should probably just stop watching. Guy said, we're just going to fork BSC. What the fuck? No matter what, WTF it matter now. We're just forking new/better. You don't want this? For fuck's sake. Yeah, I don't know. Trolls in chat. That's right, DGen. Hopefully nobody's being too naughty in there. It ain't what you know that gets you in trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. I love this. This is a beautiful quote by Mark Twain. The absolute certainty that people have about things that they don't know much about, or that they literally can't know because the developers are developing PulseChain behind closed doors. You're not allowed to see it because if you were, it would be a risk. It would be an existential risk to PulseChain that somebody else could, copy their novel and new ideas. You want to build things with some level of privacy. I know it kind of sucks. I wish I could see what the developers were working on at every minute of every day, but you can't. You just got to have faith. That's what it boils down to. If you don't have faith, sell your private keys to somebody else. Actually, never ever do that. That's a terrible idea. Forget I said anything about that. Thanks, Coffee. I'm thinking 3 years. Thank you, Crypto Keeper, for the tip. I really like that. To be fair, it would be very boring without trolls. Yes, I think so too, Red Squirrel. Let's let the trolls troll a little bit just to show them how silly they are. Why not ask for updates? We did, bro. He gave the update during the stream. No name pleb. I love your name, No Name Pleb. I really love this because he literally gave the update that he was forking Ethereum 2.0 instead of Binance Smart Chain during the stream I did with Hexologist. Did you have earmuffs on or did you have a blindfold on? Like what? But it's like, what is it? Like people love the Ivan on Tech one, but they just totally overlooked the Hexologist stream where he said the same exact thing. Hex copycats without an OA have been scraping by and existing. They don't end well, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, we've got 4, maybe 5 for 5 failed Hex copycats so far. So that's always some good entertainment. I'm glad you're here, Coffee. I am at my wit's end. The stupidity on Twitter. Yeah, well, you can always choose not to engage as well. But I know some people just can't help fall for the Twitter drama because we're addicted to feeling a certain way. Whether that feeling is positive or negative, our brain literally addicts to feeling a certain way. So I'm sure there's some people out there that are just addicted to hating me. I know there's at least one guy that downvotes every single video 3 seconds after I launch it. So I live rent-free in that guy's head because he loves to hate me, but he might not even know it. Be careful of your mental health, bros. Be careful of your mental health in here. If you're addicted to feeling negatively, you're not going to do very well in life. Wi-Fi is weak in a freaking cave. Are you talking about me? Hoping you share pics in semi-real time of your trip. Oh, you're not talking to me. Okay. Thoughts about XRP and Solana? I'm not invested in them. Don't really think their price potential is going to be great, but I hope XRP wins the lawsuit and Solana goes down a little bit too much for me. It's also a little bit too VC backed, too mainstream. Not like cypherpunk enough for me, I guess. But hey, look, I hope the Solana guys do great. I hope the XRP guys do great. My horses are HEX and PulseChain in this next bull market. That's all I really have to say. Another B-Day present coffee stream. Hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Shows you the extent of crypto research on this channel. On his channel. Who? Me? What you talking about, Motley? I am so lost in the chat right now. There's so many different so many different tangents going on. The hatometer needle is about to break off. Must be close to the bottom. No, Matt was talking about no-name pleb. Oh, LOL. Yeah. The highest of stakes release date has been announced. Nope, but they're thinking before the end of the year is when they're thinking. But just like software, release dates are often wrong. So I think that's why they're just not giving one, right? Everyone freaking out, but this is as good as it gets for opportunities. Good all DCA is the way. That's right. That is right. Bull market win, you think? So, yeah, it's hard to say because there's going to be a long, sideways, grinding, boring, depressing, despondency and anger phase, which we're in right now. We're in the anger phase. Clearly, I'm in the anger phase. So it's not going to look like straight down and then V bottom and go back up. It's going to look more like probably grinding 6 months sideways for the next 6 months. And then maybe we start going up near the end. Maybe Q3 of 2023, we get a little bit of optimism. Let's say they lower interest rates a little bit for the first time, and then they start playing this balancing act game of interest rates versus unemployment rate, or this balancing act of Dixie goes down and all the other national currencies go up, and then I don't know. They're going to have to play some balancing act and whipsaw it back out of the parabola eventually. So we might end the year at like 5.5% inflate, or federal funds rate. Maybe, again, that's all speculation, but there's probabilities on the Federal Reserve website. So when we actually see the prices and the sentiment generally shift around, it's probably like middle to end of next year. But it doesn't mean that we can't bottom before then, right? But the bottom is going to be really inconspicuous because it's not going to be a V bottom. It's just going to be a long, painful, drawn out, boring, sideways movement. And we're already in it. We're already in it. So this is what it feels like, everybody. This is what it feels like. It's not fun. Not fun at all. Bitcoin about to dump and scare investors. Oh, maybe. Yeah, Bitcoin always is prone to those giant liquidation wicks because it's so heavily leveraged on margin trading platforms. When does Pulse release, and what do you think the price range will be? Well, it's probably going to be about same thing as sacrifice prices, quote unquote, 0.0001. And I mean, it might launch and do like an initial 5 to 10x, but then it's going to come right back down as short-term profit takers take their profit. Might bottom out right around the sacrifice prices, maybe even a little bit below sacrifice prices. And then, when it launches, and let's call it 6 months. Okay, let's just call it 6 months. Let's say it launches in April 2023. The price range, that's such a generic term, right? I don't know what you mean, like price range in what time, but the overall price range in 10 years, you can easily do a 10,000x in the next 10 years. But that's 10 years. 5 years, it might do 1,000x. I don't know. We need the Knights of Crypto through this bear. Yes, we do, Red Squirrel. Yes, we do. I'm loving bear opportunities. Back up the truck and fill it with some PulseChain treasure, baby. I don't mind the bear. It always reveals people's true intentions. We'll see who chases pumps or scams, yet call themselves Hexakin. That's right. Opinion on the new dump coin. I answered that a little bit earlier. So my doubts about PulseChain is that the devs are incompetent and we lose all our money through a hack. Look, man, that's a nice story. Again, that's a nice story you're telling yourself, but you were taking a bet the whole time that the developers are competent. So why now of all times? I think it's because the prices are down and we're all scared. I kind of get it. I kind of get it. I don't think they're incompetent. And I don't think you know who they are for that reason, because people would be pestering them and trying to poach them for other projects and all this type of stuff. But look, you're entitled to think that story that the devs don't know what they're doing. If you want to believe that story in your head, that is on you, buddy. That is totally on you. Look, this is I've been in crypto for a while. I've seen a lot of projects come and go. I know Richard's been here since 2011, and I don't think he skimped on the developers. Okay. Can the devs do anything? Please, devs, do something. Yes. Dude, you are the missing link indeed with that smooth brained take. Who are you talking to? I missed the smooth brain take. Would you consider a decaffeinated perspective? Nope, sir. I'm very caffeinated today. Ooh, very caffeinated today. Win coffee token. I'll probably never launch a token because right now I don't have any ideas good enough, and I know that I don't. So, what are my options? Copy a reflection token. Copy a reflection token. Try to make a better hex. Copy Bitcoin and just put the word pulse in front of it. Look, I don't think I could stand here in front of a camera and confidently shill the products that I like if it was something that I invented or made up. I don't have any idea good enough for me to get behind my own idea. And if you can't sell yourself on the thing that you built, then you're not going to ever be able to sell anybody else. So no token yet, sir. No token yet. Don't fudge yourself out, every crypto winner. Yeah, it's hard not to. It's hard not to. I think what I'm hearing from the chat is that these imaginary horribles, these stories we tell ourselves in our brain, are what we need to really get in check. So it's like that little monkey in your brain that's telling you, oh, well, what if we put too much money in? What if PulseChain never launches? What if Eric Wall was right? He's a really smart guy. I don't know. What if he was right and they're not doing anything? You got to have faith at the end of the day. That's what it comes down to. Faith and confidence in the people that you trust and like and know are going to carry the narrative through, and they're going to build the thing, and it's going to go up in price, and it's all going to work out in the end. Without that kind of faith, and you also have to be accepting of the fact that if it doesn't, like, that's on us, but we might as well try, right? We're not just going to sit here and not try to make the highest performing assets in cryptocurrency. We can't just we can't just sit around and let, Bitcoin be the only next thing in PulseChain. You're not going to get rich in Bitcoin anymore. You're going to get maybe a 5x on Bitcoin. We got to try again for the financial freedom that crypto was originally intended to give you. You're not going to get that with even Ethereum. Ethereum might do very well. It might make a 50x in the next bull market. But if you turn $1,000 into $50,000, hey, that's great. You might be able to buy a nice new car, but you can also be poor again in a couple of years. Minting is called grinding with coffee token. Lol. LOL. Stop sitting around. Make stickers, you tools. I love this comment. Thank you for that. Look, I don't mean to sound like, I guess I probably am coming across as being too like heavy-handed and being too much of an asshole, but you have control over the way that you think about reality and the way that you think about the bear market. And so I'm just trying to save people from negative thought patterns, which will ultimately be their own demise. You could sit around all day and check your phone too. Check your phone and be like, how many hours are you spending on Twitter versus how many hours are you spending time with your family or on your side hustle, your business, or hanging out with your buddies? And do the things that your body is craving, and in the back of your head, do the things that you know you actually have to do. And just be careful of just falling for someone else's made up story or falling for your own made up story, because I get it if it's your first bear market, but this is going to keep happening in every investment, right? Every investment class, every investment out there. You could buy a stock and then read the news about that stock every day. And then you're wasting an hour a day reading news updates about this particular stock and making up stories in your head about, oh, should I buy? Should I sell more? Should I buy more? Should I maybe take a little profit here? I don't know. And at the end of the day, all you had to do was wait 5 years for the stock to go up and to the right. But then you wasted an hour a day during that whole time span fudding yourself out. And maybe you don't even make it to that 5-year mark. So, trying to think of a nicer way to say it. You know what I mean? Molly says, I'm more of a gun guy, but I wouldn't mind getting into cars. How is criticism after 15 months of no substance updates not a legit concern? People were banned from Telegram saying it wouldn't be out for a year. Hex took 2 years, And there were people just like you at that time too, saying Hex would never launch. Hex took 2 years to launch. So I've waited for stuff before. It gets delayed. It happens, but that's reality. So, either you deal with it or you just keep complaining. I don't know what else to tell some of you guys. By your argument, you think there should be a continuous crypto that holds the world's value. They will all be pump and dumps chasing the massive gains. I hate that perspective, Coffee. Damn, bro. You hate my perspective? Well, lucky for you, you don't have to watch the channel if you don't like my perspective. That is totally cool. BTC will struggle to hit 100K ever. It has 5.1x less gains than the previous cycle throughout its history. Hex still has plenty of upside. I agree with this guy. I agree with Chucks. And I don't agree that everything's a cyclical pump and dump forever. Okay. There are cycles in the macro, but some things have product market fit and some things stand the test of time. Hex is the answer to holding value over time. Yeah, I mean, when everybody's locked in for 15 years, you have this emergent social property that everybody bands together for one narrative because, like it or not, we're all stuck here, staked together. So we might as well keep pumping the narrative out. It's really as simple as that. Maybe people need hobbies instead of pecking on a device. I'm going to show him how angry I am. Yeah, I mean, it really does. It's a better hobby just to spread, good, positive thoughts out into the world. There's no shortage of hate to read on the internet or fear mongering. I mean, just look at CNN and Fox News. That's how they make all their money. And it's like that in crypto too. Let's talk about Bankman Dude. Yeah, Bankman Dude says he's bowing down to apparently the OFAC regulations, but I really wish he wasn't because he's one of the largest owners of Ethereum. He has a lot of influence in the whole markets. I mean, he's been buying up every company that's been failing. I hope he chooses good and not evil. But I guess what it really all boils down to is that we in crypto have to innovate faster than they can regulate. If we can fork more tornado caches, if we can invent new solutions to censorship and privacy issues, then we can evade the constant tightening of the draconian laws that the US wants to impose. Because right now, 51% or more of nodes are based of Ethereum validators are based in the USA, and the SEC has said that might be subject to their jurisdiction. So we can't just sit around and hope and pray that the powers that be choose what's best for us. I guess the answers are either one, regulate, innovate faster than they can regulate, or number two, go into politics and try to change the regulations from the inside. I personally hate number two, but if you guys are brave enough and patient enough to go do number two, then go do number two. I just want to see more forks of Tornado Cash. The reality of the situation is simply this. Either RH is right, the devs are good, and the chain will be great, or it was all BS, his devs are trash, and the chain is buggy. Either way, we took that risk. I love this comment right here, Never Neverland. You took the risk. You pressed the button. You decided to sacrifice your money for the freedom of speech, and you have to deal with the responsibilities. Now, I'm just saying, I don't think there's any way. I think it's going to launch, okay? And it comes down to opinion. If you don't think it's going to launch, I feel bad because I have conviction that it will. And at the end of the day, it just comes down to a feeling and trust and someone with a track record who I already know, like, and trust, and a community of hundreds and hundreds of people with real developers building projects on the PulseChain testnet right now. There's physical, tangible things I can see. I meet up in every city across the United States with Hexicans everywhere. These are real people whose lives have been changed through mad gains of crypto. So if you haven't had that the same experience I have, I guess I can see how it might be doom and gloom or easy to fall into these traps. So don't feel like your opinions are invalid. Just choose a better way of thinking. I guess that's all I got to say. All right, guys. I am going to head off because it's been about 1 hour. Thank you all for coming. Like and subscribe. Oh, and if you want to keep this channel going, I just added, in case you don't want to buy the course, there's a donation link in the description below if you want to donate $10 or whatever to me. It's actually kind of better because YouTube, I don't know if you guys know this, but every time you send a super chat, YouTube takes 40% of that super chat. Whereas if you just donate via PayPal, it's like more all to me. So Thank you for anyone that donates. You don't have to, but like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Peace out.